Thank you, Lokesh, for inviting me. This is the day which is earlier little but confusion about this day, that whether it's a law day or Constitution Day, but just 2 years ago the Government of India clarified that it's a Constitution Day because Government of India has finally accepted that this is the day of the formally the Constitutional Assembly of the 1949 adopted this day the formal draft of the Indian Constitution. I think I should start with my gratitude to Honorable Guest of Honor, Mr. Mahesh, Mr. Chief Guest of our this occasion, Mr. Komal Kumar, Rajpal ji and Pranay Kumar ji and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Dear friends, why we are here today and why I accepted this invitation on the occasion of the Constitution Day today. This place has a very great place in my heart because a few months ago when I was in deep trouble health-wise and how my health was deteriorated because of the bad treatment by some of the private hospitals, and finally my life saved by this institution. This institution is a great place in my heart because today I am standing before you because of the aims, the finest doctors, professionals, medical staff, non-medical staff, medical staff. They saved my life. Then that is why I am here today and addressing this day today. So my topic is that how to start the discussion on the Constitution Day and what can we learn from the Constitution Day. Constitution is a very bulky and very lengthiest constitution in the world, and in just 1 hour it is almost impossible to summarize the entire constitution in 1 hour debate or discussion. So I must say that there are many pressing issues as a Dalit community and the people from the marginalized community and the people from the deprived section of the society. There are many issues are concerning that you know that I think you are very much aware about how the issues we are facing today. I think you are aware about the credibility crisis of the judiciary, attack on secularism, suppression of the minority rights, and media credibility also in a very deep trouble or low, highest pathetic performance of the media institutions, and almost complete breakdown of the parliamentary protocol of democratic governance in this country. So this is the various issues. But my area of concern as a Dalit intellectuals or a Dalit student of law, how I see the Constitution, which area which is very concerning to me, it is the Constitution commitment to the social justice. And what is the social justice? As we just now we have took oath or a place that we will follow the preamble of the Constitution, means that social justice is one of the most concerning area where we can say that it is under attack, under threat, and there is a growing suppression of the very basic idea of the social justice policy. You can say affirmative action, you can say reservations, you can say the social justice schemes, you can say the welfare scheme, but what I say, I believe that the majority of the government policies are not fully implemented, or there is a complete denial of these schemes, grants, and the entitlement. And in this institution, this institution is very much in the news for all good reasons, but also this institution is very, very famous in the newspaper from all wrong reports about how medical students from the Dalit and minority community facing the kind of harassment or torture or discrimination. This is not good for the healthy democracy, my dear friends. And that is why we are here, that we have to see that we have to protect our peoples, we have to protect our communities, student interest, whether they are medical student, non-medical student, but we have to work toward the betterment of society only when we can have a collaboration, working together spirit with all people who are working in this great institution. So My dear friends, that why social justice is very important, how to understand. This is, first of all, I wish to tell you that this social justice scheme, what we generally known as the affirmative actions or reservation policy, it's not a kind of a grant or a relaxation. It is our right. And those who believe that this policy, this social justice scheme, actually envisaged or originated during the 1947 to 1949 the Constitutional Assembly debate, they should not forget the two important events in the countries before independence. That is the McDonald plans of 1930, the M.C. McDonald plan, when he decided that in 1928 there was a Motilal Nehru committee that has given some list of rights, that the India is not a country, it's a country of the many world, many communities, faction, society, linguistic rights of the different language minority also, religious minority also. But in whole debate of the democratic and political rights of the Indian citizens before independence, the issue was that who will take care of the rights, freedom and certain entitlements of those who are belong to the depressed class, or you can say the untouchables. So Ramsay MacDonald, sir, he was the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and he devised a plan that we have to work together, that the political representation of these community, and he was and only person who supported that when Ramsay MacDonald plan initiated his ideas about the separate electorate for the Dalits and minorities. There was a lot of hue and cry and a lot of opposition from the entire country, especially from the some right-wing element in the Congress party. And I don't want to discuss about those history about how the Pune Pact and why the Ramsay MacDonald plan finally withdrew. But one person who stood for the political representation of the Dalit and minority was the Dr. Ambedkar. For example, my dear friends, that I wish to tell you that that there is a huge difference between the Pandit Nehru and Dr. Ambedkar about this issue. Pandit Nehru basically discussed and in his confirmed deep opinion about that the political democracy is more important. Dr. Ambedkar was very much clear that we should not fight for the political democracy, but what about the social democracy? It is not about the right to vote, right to have some civil rights, some political rights, etc. But what about the right to live with dignity? What about right to not to be killed because of my caste and my identity? Right not to face harassment in the rural areas, right to have basic amenities, right to have some basic fundamental rights, basic human rights. Why we are? So this is the major difference. Dr. Pandit Nehru was very much uncomfortable, you can say, about the entire reservation policy. But he wrote a letter to the all chief minister after independence that please issue a certain policy and draft some legislation so that the people from the Dalits and minority community can be brought in the mainstream society. Socio-economic development of these communities is very, very important. So we have to look into this area, but reservation is not the. And that is the area where Dr. Ambedkar was he proved vindictive, or you can say that he proved right that why he was very fair about the reservation is not about a choice. It is a kind of a compass. If you want to ensure equality and liberty to the all community, please tell me which is the other option, which is the other method. The method was that we have to develop a mechanism, and this is the reservation. This is the special provision for the for Dalit and minority about a separate scheme in the Constitution under Article 15, 16, 17 and 354. that we must provide some level, some kind of a guaranteed reputation in the employment, education, job, and that was the only the just little bit history about the how. My dear friends, what I wish to highlight in this debate about that those commitment which were made before the independence and at the time of the Constitution of India are repeatedly ignored, or you can say the muzzled, or you can say the ignored by, suppressed by the institutions, and this is not the first time. And there are repeated instances where you can say that how Dalit and minority community are not given their fair representation in the different education institutions, employment, and all the trade and business, etc. And that was the commitment was at the time of the formation of this Constitution of India. And what is the current status of the people from the Dalit and minority? Thank you. I wish to speak in Hindi also, but my dear friends, I will try, because it is very difficult to speak sometime in Hindi. We have not trained for the, but मेरे प्यारे सुनने वाले सभी व्यक्ति जो यहाँ बैठे हैं, I wish to mention that the Ambedkar vision of the social justice is not about the simply a democracy in paper. The democracy means that the real democracy for the people, असली democracy उन लोगों के लिए जो वास्तव में इस देश से संबंध रखते हैं, इस देश से कनेक्टेड हैं, जो इस देश के मूल निवासी हैं, उनके लिए डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब क्या है? उनके लिए डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब ये है कि डेमोक्रेसी की एक बहुत मूलभूत और जो फंडामेंटल उसका जो एलिमेंट है वो है इक्वलिटी एंड लिबर्टी. If you remove the equality, liberty from the democracy, the whole concept of democracy will be collapsed. So this is the something about the democracy. The Ambedkar says that we are talking about the democracy. हम democracy की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस democracy के अंदर दलित और minorities के लोगों का शेयर कहाँ है? वो कहाँ जाएंगे? और जिस डेमोक्रेसी की बात कर रहे हैं, उस डेमोक्रेसी के अंदर हमारे लोगों के साथ जो गांव देहातों में और जो बिल्कुल बैकवर्ड इलाके के अंदर जो हरासमेंट, जो टॉर्चर होती है, वो उसको कैसे दूर करेंगे? तो इट वाज द रिजर्वेशन. बेसिकली द फॉरेन स्कॉलर्स ट्रीट दिस प्रोविजन एज ए काइंड ऑफ ए सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ऑन द आइडिया of the untouchability, that all kind of untouchability can be eliminated only through. But Ambedkar was very much Ambedkar ने एक चीज और बोली थी, क्या कि that if we really want to remove the untouchability or all anti-human rights practices in the village and in the civil society, we have to be very careful about the constitutional provisions should be strictly implemented in real sense. Means that कहने का मतलब ये है, डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने क्या कहा था कि वास्तव में संविधान के अंदर लिख देना कि अनटचेबिलिटी इज ए सीरियस ऑफेंस एंड अनटचेबिलिटी इज ए ग्रेव थ्रेट एंड अनडिसेबिलिटी इज प्रोहिबिटेड एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, लेकिन वास्तव में व्हाट द स्टेट हैज डन सो फार फॉर रिमूव द untouchability or create an egalitarian society. My dear friend, what I'm trying to say that the main objective of the whole social justice scheme is to establish a caste-less and class-less society. And it cannot be established. ये नहीं हो सकती जब तक कि आप रियल सेंस के अंदर इक्वलिटी को इस्टेब्लिश ना करें. What is the meaning of equality? उस इक्वलिटी का मतलब क्या है कि जब हमारे समाज के लोग जो 85% रिप्रेजेंटेशन है इस देश की जनसंख्या का, उनके साथ जो उनके साथ जो भेदभाव है, जो उनकी जो पोजीशन है एम्प्लॉयमेंट में, कहीं नहीं आप देख लीजिए कि वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के अंदर सेक्रेटरी लेवल पोजीशन पे कितने दलित हैं, या जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी और एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी लेवल कितने दलित हैं. अगर यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम में देखिए कि कितने वाइस चांसलर जो हैं वो दलित कम्युनिटी से बिलोंग करते हैं, ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा डाटा है. दूसरी बात, ये जो एग्जिस्टिंग कोटा है उसके अंदर भी, कोटे के अंदर भी जो मैंडेटरी है वो मैंडेटरी कोटा भी फुलफिल नहीं किया जा रहा है डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन के द्वारा. एंड अंबेडकर वाज वेरी मच, अंबेडकर बेसिकली बिलीव दैट देखिए अंबेडकर और नेहरू दोनों एक ही पॉलिटिकल थॉट से बिलोंग करते थे. दैट इज द डेमोक्रेटिक एंड इक्वलिटी एंड जस्टिस. Okay, but Ambedkar justice actually inspired from the Aristotle theory of distributive justice. Means that अगर एक आम आदमी की टांग टूट जाती है तो उसको कॉम्पेंसेशन मिलना चाहिए, 2 लाख 4 लाख 5 लाख 10 लाख जो भी मिलना चाहिए. लेकिन सपोज कीजिए अगर सचिन तेंदुलकर की टांग टूट जाती है तो 200 करोड़ रुपए मिले. मीन्स दैट अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर मेरिट. एंड मेरिट मीन्स दैट इफ ए पर्सन हु live and brought up in the Odisha Kalahandi area, he can't compete with the student who brought up and studied in the DPS Arkepuram. This is the reservation. Means that the person who brought up in Odisha, Jharkhand, Assam, West Bengal or Chhattisgarh, tribal area, they deserve special treatment. You can't compare these two students with the same methodology. You have to give special treatment to these students, those who belong to this deprived and backward region. But this was the Ambedkar idea. We are talking about, हम बात कर रहे हैं अम्बेडकर की, जो उन्होंने 1947 के आसपास समझ लिया था कि अगर हमारे लोगों को हमने इस समाज से जोड़ना है, उनका कुछ उद्धार करना है या उनका कुछ डेवलपमेंट इंश्योर करना है, तो आपको इस रिजर्वेशन के मामले में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं होना चाहिए और वो मिलना चाहिए. मेरा सवाल ये है माय डियर फ्रेंड्स कि हम इस रिजर्वेशन की सोशल जस्टिस की पॉलिसी को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली मैंडेटेड पॉलिसी, जो मतलब कि किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन में कोई भी सरकारी दफ्तर के अंदर इसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, उसके बावजूद भी इसके ऊपर अटैक, इसका इग्नोर और इसका लगातार इसका डिनाइल हो रहा है. दैट इज रियली चिंता का विषय, मैटर ऑफ ग्रेट कंसर्न एंड वी हैव टू. But most important thing is Ambedkar, it is wrong to say that Ambedkar was very much concerned about the depressed class or untouchables or Dalit etc. No. My dear friend, Ambedkar was equally concerned about the issue of the people belong to the minority rights. I will tell you how. That Ambedkar in his book, that is State and Minority book, he said that in a country like India, you can't unite a great country. It's a very diverse country, linguistic diversity, food, culture, religious diversity. And how to unite this country? The unification of this country only possible when you are giving to, or when you ensure some freedom, equality, liberty to the all community and class. सभी कम्युनिटी के लोगों को उनका जो हक है, जायज हक है, वो दिया जाए. So that is the reason that अम्बेडकर ने कहा था कि आप पॉलिटिकल डेमोक्रेसी की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, इंटाइटलमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं बात कर रहा हूं अपने लोगों के बारे में, जो बात है सोशल डेमोक्रेसी की. मेरे लोगों को सोशल डेमोक्रेसी की जरूरत है. सोशल डेमोक्रेसी मीन्स राइट नॉट टू बी किल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ माई कास्ट आइडेंटिटी, राइट नॉट टू बी किल्ड just because I belong to the particular class and community, right? Not to be harassed, not to be discrimination, untouchability, this kind of, and that is the reason. So we have to understand the major differences between the Ambedkar and Nehru and why Ambedkar was correct, right? Since the beginning, that we have to work only when we have to ensure all entitlement at real sense, and this is possible only through the way of reservation. My dear student, teachers, my dear, मैं पढ़ाता रहता हूँ तो मेरे को स्टूडेंट्स की याद आती जाती है. My dear friends, that we have to be very much careful about that. Ambedkar idea of social democracy means that in giving the equality, liberty and justice to those who are belong to the highly downtrodden, means the समाज का जो सबसे छोटा तबका है, सबसे नीचे लेवल के लोग हैं, उनके लिए वो भी अगर आज उम्मीद करते हैं कि हमें एम्स जैसे इंस्टीट्यूशन पढ़ना है, तो ये समाज का सिस्टम उसको सपोर्ट करेगा और उसके साथ स्पेशल उसके लिए स्कीम और जो भी फैसिलिटीज है वो प्रोवाइड करेगा, उसमें कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होगा. एंड मैंने कई बार देखा है कि भाई मैनी ब्राइट स्टूडेंट्स, very highly intelligent and very capable, competent student, they were denied admission because of their caste. There is a discrimination, and you can see I have been receiving many reports and many complaints from some UPSC personnel also that whenever they appear for the UPSC, the treatment of the board is slightly different to the person belong to the upper caste and those who belong to the lower caste. There is a heavy difference, huge difference. So this is the very important area of concern that is I think I should talk to on the social justice scheme, very important area. Now coming to the another important thing, that Dalits, our peoples, SC, ST and minorities are simply asking our share, their share. Means that in the whole development, the growth story of India, इस पूरे हिंदुस्तान के बनाने में और उसको विकसित करने में दलित सिर्फ अपना शेयर मांग रहे हैं कि हमने एक मकान बनाने वाला अगर वो होमलेस है, इट्स अ बिग क्वेश्चन मार्क ऑन द होल आइडिया ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। एक कपड़ा बनाने वाला जो दर्जी जो कपड़ा पहनाता है सबको, और वो चाहे वो धोबी हो, चाहे वो खटीक हो, चाहे वो कोई भी कास्ट का हो, उसका अपना बच्चा कपड़ा नहीं पहन पा रहा, तो इट्स अ बिग क्वेश्चन मार्क ऑन द होल आइडिया ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। सो दैट इज मीन्स दैट अम्बेडकर वाज वेरी मच क्लियर दैट कि हमें उनको देना है, उनका राइट देना है, उनको एस्पिरेशन देनी है कि हमें उन्होंने कहा था कि मैं उस घर में दिया जलाने चला हूं जहां सदियों से अंधेरा है। And that is the reason that Ambedkar was very much covered. Now coming to the another important issue that क्या वास्तव में ये रेजोल्यूशन के बारे में जो अक्सर सोशल जस्टिस पॉलिसी के बारे में जो अक्सर स्कीम आती हैं, क्या फुली इम्प्लीमेंटेड हो रही हैं, नहीं हो रही हैं, उसको अगर हो रही हैं तो कितनी हो रही हैं, नहीं हो रही तो क्या हो रही है। देखिए my dear friends, that very sad to see that the all social justice scheme and all the generally the propaganda by the media institution, the propaganda by the political class also is very much negative, very much against the whole scheme of the social justice policy. I will tell you very frankly that there is some misconception that the reservation policy only exists in India. No, reservation policy is very much prevailed in the United States also. अमेरिका में भी रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी है, और वो आज भी वहाँ पर अमेरिकन जो ब्लैक्स कम्युनिटी हैं, हिस्पैनिक हैं, लैटिनो हैं और दूसरी माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी हैं, रेशियल, और उन सब के लिए वहाँ की सरकार ने ये मैंडेट कर रखा है, अमेरिकन द कैनेडी ऑर्डर 1961 that those belong to the racial community, the blacks community, Neger, they must be given their due share. And now there is another important thing. There is a Central Oversight Commission in America. What is Central Oversight Commission? The Central Oversight Commission means that वहाँ पर एक अथॉरिटी है जो ये चेक करती है कि कितनी कंपनीज ने इस साल ब्लैक्स को अपने यहाँ पे जॉब के लिए रिक्रूट किया, और कितनी बैंक्स हैं जिन्होंने ब्लैक्स को या जो माइनॉरिटीज हैं या जो रेशियल कम्युनिटीज हैं उनको उनका लोन दिया या फैसिलिटीज दी। और अगर कोई कंपनी, अगर कोई बैंक वो फुलफिल नहीं करता, वो मैंडेट जो है वो फुलफिल नहीं करता, तो देयर इज ए स्ट्रिक्ट पेनल्टी ऑन देयर। दूसरी बात, इन अमेरिका देयर इज ए सोशल ऑडिट आल्सो, सोशल ऑडिट ऑफ द ऑल कंपनीज, गवर्नमेंट एंड प्राइवेट। And that is the reason before 1961 or 90 around 90, before 60 you can't see the blacks film star in Hollywood also. Just after 90s when Kennedy introduced a new order, then also Nixon also introduced some reforms in the American civil society for the some concession rights to the blacks community. Now you can see the blacks are everywhere in the American. They are in the banking, they are Hollywood, they are in politics also. Barack Obama के बारे में आप जानते हैं सब कुछ। तो this is the misconception है ये कि भाई ये रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम जो है सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान में चलता है और हिंदुस्तान के अलावा कहीं और इसका कोई एग्जिस्ट नहीं है। यूके में भी है, यूके में भी है। आपको शायद सुना होगा कल्पना चावला का नाम अमेरिका में, और she is the NASA astronaut and she unfortunately she died in accident, but she joined NASA because of the reservation. reservation system in the NASA for the South Asian community also. So we have to understand. The UK में भी है, France में भी है, China में भी है. I think you are very much aware about the whole debate about the Uyghur Muslim in China, Xinjiang province, that there are certain human rights violation against the Uyghur Muslim, those who are living just, and you will be surprised that I think you are aware about the China policy about the population control. Yes, they are very much concerned about how to control the population of the China. But this rule for the population control is not applicable to the Uyghur Muslim. In whole China, Mandarin Chinese language is compulsory, but the China has given reductions that the all Xinjiang province peoples, the Uyghur Muslims, can maintain their own language, and they have given huge reservation for all minority community, Tibetans, Kazakhs, Uyghurs, all Mongols also. They have been given reservation in their very education and employment also. It is wrong to say that there is no reservation in the China also. And what they have learned? They have learned from this, from the Dr. Ambedkar system. And this is the power, this is the philosophy of Dr. Ambedkar, that whole world is appreciating the formula evolved by Dr. Ambedkar. जो अम्बेडकर ने जो स्कीम लॉन्च की थी, उसका फायदा पूरी दुनिया उठा रही है इस चीज को. दूसरी बात मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ. In Pakistan constitution also, there is a special provision for the reservation for the Hindus and the Christians and Sikhs. So it is wrong to say that there is no reservation in the all country also. And another, because this is not the day of simply some celebration of the Constitution Day on 26th November. I think that it's the day of the deep introspection. कि हमने वास्तव में करना क्या है आगे. सवाल, माय डियर फ्रेंड, हम यहाँ बैठे हैं, सब लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, लेकिन आपको मालूम नहीं है कि इस समय सबसे बड़ा खतरा जो है संविधान के ऊपर, संविधान को बचाने का है. और कैसे बचाएं, क्योंकि लोगों को डाइजेस्ट नहीं होती चीजें कि कैसे इक्वलिटी, लिबर्टी, कैसे एक दलित हमारे साथ आके बैठ कर आज वो प्रमोशन भी पा रहा है, वो तमाम चीजें हो रही हैं उसके साथ. और वो माइंडसेट जो है, जो प्रोडाइस है, जो हेट है, इट इज नॉट, दे आर नॉट अगेंस्ट दलित, दे हेट इक्वलिटी, दे हेट जस्टिस, दे डोंट हेट Dalit. They hate constitution because the constitution is the only document. It is not a simple document. This constitution can give hope, dignity to all sections of the society. For example, we are talking about the Dalit and SC, ST and OBC people here in this conference, in this seminar. But each and every community member have their own perception about the constitution, how they perceive. For example, a woman, if she come into her workplace, and it is the constitution has given right not to be feel or not to be face any kind of discrimination in the workplace. The constitution has given the right to the woman not to be harassed, not to face the equal pay for equal work, the all benefits, schemes, and all this because of the constitution. For example, a tribal community people who are living in northeast of Chhattisgarh also, the Constitution of India has given this constitution. संविधान ने दिया है उसको उसका हक, right to protect his cultural identity, his tribal identity, his language, his food habit, etc., etc. So this is the constitution has given. So everybody treat the constitution because this is the constitution which binds the entire society. Despite all differences, we are one. We are one. And what is the one? Oneness. Oneness with the humanity. What is oneness means that we believe in the equal treatment for all. There should be no discrimination because the rule, this constitution talk about the rule of law. And what is the rule of law? Means that ये हिंदुस्तान किसी के बाप की जागीर नहीं है, ये हिंदुस्तान उन तमाम लोगों की है जो जिन्होंने इसको बनाया है. एंड इन बिफोर 1940 हिंदुस्तान की आजादी में सबसे ज्यादा कुर्बानियां जो सबसे ज्यादा दी वो दलित और माइनॉरिटी के लोगों ने दी. एंड यू विल फील सरप्राइज हाउ मेनी पीपल, आई थिंक you are very much aware about the one important incident happened in Jallianwala Bagh, I think everybody is aware about that. Have you tried to trace how many people died in this massacre? No? Just trace. And I'm telling you very frankly that Dalits and minority people who are in large numbers, those who died for this motherland, and this is nobody tell you that. और पागल नहीं थे वो जो लोग बैठे थे वहां पर जलियांवाला बाग के अंदर, अमृतसर के अंदर. They were not fools, they were not lunatic. They were very much aware. Two important figures, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal, they were arrested by the British police, British authorities under the Black Law, the Rowlatt Act. And there was a protest on the day of Baisakhi in Amritsar, and there was a massacre and please try. Nobody know about that. Those study and this is the reality and the factual reality that those who killed in this massacre were the large number of the Dalit and minority people. क्योंकि ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट क्या करती थी, वो उन तमाम लोगों के नाम और जाति जरूर लिखती थी, क्योंकि उनको आपने शायद मैंने बताया था अभी थोड़ी देर पहले कि डिप्रेस क्लास लिस्ट किसने बनाई थी, वो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने बनाई थी रैमसे मैकडोनल्ड प्लान के बाद. सो दे वर वेरी मच अवेयर दैट हिंदुस्तान के अंदर, गांव के अंदर अगर आप किसी को ट्रेस करना है तो आप उसकी जाति पूछिए. दिस इज वेरी सैड बट दिस इज रियलिटी, व्हाट वी कैन से दैट. अनफॉर्चुनेट है लेकिन रियलिटी है, क्योंकि इनकी दलितों की बस्ती गांव से अलग थलग होती थी, इनके गांव भी, इनके घर भी अलग थलग होते थे, और पूरे गांव को पता था कि ये लोग कहाँ रहते हैं. तो आपको किसी को जानना है, किसी घर पहुंचना है, तो गांव का कोई बुजुर्ग आदमी से पूछेंगे कि हमें उस घर जाना, तो पूछेगा कौन सी जात का है. और ये चीज उन्होंने ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने पूरा उसका डाटा बनाया कि ये लोग शहीद हुए, ये लोग मारे गए उसमें, और उसके बाद उनको. तो ये मैं कहना चाहता हूँ आपको कि वास्तव में कि अंबेडकर का जो सोशल जस्टिस का जो स्कीम है, उसके लिए वो जो उन्होंने मेथड अपनाया रिजर्वेशन का, वो छोटा मोटा नहीं है, वो उसके लिए कितनी कुर्बानियां दी हैं. और मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि अभी तक इस पर स्टडी नहीं हो पाई है कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर ज़्यादातर लोगों को नहीं पता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन दिस हॉल आल्सो मेजॉरिटी पीपल आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट दैट हाउ मेनी दलित एंड माइनॉरिटी हैव सैक्रिफाइस फॉर द कंट्री, for the independence, freedom struggle also. And they are not aware and we have to give. हमें अपने बच्चों को बताना पड़ेगा कि बेटे इस हिंदुस्तान को बचाने के लिए, बनाने के लिए हमारे बाप दादाओं ने शहादत दी है, खून बहाया है, पसीना नहीं बहाया, खून बहाया है. And we have to understand it. Another important thing is that what in the Constitution Day, what is the management? I tell you that it's a day of the introspection, deep introspection, how to protect. And there are major threats, not minor threats, major threats, and how to contain, how to control, how to prevent, how to stop these threats. The biggest is the Dalit atrocities. I think you are aware about Dalit atrocities. We are not talking about the 25 साल पहले, 30 साल पहले की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, 2025 की बात कर रहे हैं. Still there are many instances in newspapers, media, and Dalit grooms were denied horse riding during his barat, etc. This is one Dalit boy is killed because how he dared to touch the tumbler reserved for the upper caste people in the Rajasthan village house. That glass को कैसे छू लिया आपने? That glass, this tumbler was reserved for the Dalit upper caste people there. And you know about the atrocities against Dalit women also. It is true that the atrocity at the very high and very peak. But what my pain is that, my concern is that why no protest, why no disturbance, why people are not on the street? What they are doing? Why this atrocities, this is unprecedented atrocities against Dalit and minority people is not a concerning aspect for the people belong to the Dalit and those who believe in the idea of constitutional value system. This is my concern. And this is not the Dalit atrocity. Every day 2 Dalit were killed. Every day 1 Dalit woman are being raped or harassed or molested by the. And thing is that the biggest irony, biggest problem कि सिस्टम है, पुलिस है, एफआईआर है, लेकिन एफआईआर भी नहीं करते। आपने शायद मुझे लगता नहीं है कि मुझे हाथरस पे बोलना चाहिए या फिर किसी और यूपी के किसी गांव देहात पे बोलना चाहिए कि आप दिल्ली में बैठकर आप नहीं अंदाजा लगा सकते कि गांव देहात में दलितों की क्या हालत है, क्या स्थिति है उनकी, उनको कैसे सेटल करें, कैसे ठीक करें। इससे बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है माय डियर फ्रेंड्स। हमें इस चीज की तरफ ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि जो दलित एट्रोसिटी इन लास्ट 10 to 12 years, it's a very disturbing, worst period. It is not the period for the Dalit human rights, worst period for Dalit human rights. It is also worst period for the all institutions. Also means that those institutions which are responsible, वो संस्थान जो दलितों के लिए बने हैं, वो भी completely fail हो चुके हैं। अब मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं, facts are there. You can check, you can cross check. I am very much particular about my words whenever I speak. Dalit atrocities, and if there is, for example, I think you are aware or not that the Hisar Mirchpur incident, have they got the justice? क्या उनको न्याय मिला? नहीं मिला। पूरा system. And again, I am telling you another important incident. I think you are very much aware about the one important incident. Few years ago, एक घटना घटी थी हरियाणा, जाट रिजर्वेशन एजिटेशन in Haryana. During the Jat reservation agitation, you have no idea about how many property damage. 25 lakh crore. 25 lakh crore property damage. There are reports of violence, arsoning, vandalism, destruction of property, and sexual assault on innocent passengers in Delhi Chandigarh highway also. And you don't know the repercussion, you don't know the outcome of this, all cases against those who are responsible for this violence withdrawn by the government. This is the reality. By means that there is a violence in the state. Can you see this kind of treatment for the Dalits? No. जितने भी केसेस उनके खिलाफ हुए थे, उन केसेस को सरकारों ने वापस ले लिया। आज तक किसी को सजा नहीं हुआ। और ये या तो एफआईआर होती भी है तो उसमें बहुत माइनर और बहुत इररिलेवेंट सेक्शन इंक्लूड कर देते हैं। अगर चलो एफआईआर हो भी जाती है, जो पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स को कुछ पता ही नहीं कि वो मुझे करना क्या है। एंड दिस इज नॉट माय वर्ड, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट इज सेइंग दैट। हिंदुस्तान का जो नेशनल कमीशन ऑफ शेड्यूल कास्ट है वो खुद मान रहा है इस चीज को कि भाई दलित एट्रोसिटीज में जितनी भी एफआईआर हो रही हैं उसमें प्रिवेंशन ऑफ एट्रोसिटीज एक्ट 1989 का जो थोड़ा बहुत हमें राहत देता है, उसके ऊपर भी अटैक, अभी रिसेंटली उस पर भी अटैक हुआ। शायद उसको आपको मालूम है नहीं कि उसमें एक नया चेंज लेके आ गए रूल्स 1989 प्रिवेंशन ऑफ एट्रोसिटीज एक्ट। क्या कि whenever any complaint received by the police officer or officer in charge in the police station, he will not register FIR instantly. वो पुलिस ऑफिसर FIR लॉन्च इमीडिएटली नहीं करेगा, पहले वो इंक्वायरी करेगा। एंड डिस्क्रिप्शन हैज बीन गिवन टू द What I'm trying to say, my dear friends, that discretion power has been given to the officer in charge in the police station, that he will not register FIR immediately, and he will examine, and it means examine means that he has a lot of discretion power, and he can misuse, he can abuse, he can do anything, and that is the National Commission of Scheduled Castes is saying, उनकी अपनी रिपोर्ट में कहा है कि स्पेशल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर को ये मालूम ही नहीं है SC/ST ऑफेंस एक्ट है, कास्ट रिलेटेड ऑफेंस है, और उसके बावजूद भी इसमें जो स्पेशल एक्ट है उसके सेक्शन लगाए नहीं है उसके अंदर। उसमें रूल ये है कि DSP लेवल का अफसर ही और SP लेवल का अफसर ही उसमें इन्वेस्टिगेट करेगा, लेकिन नहीं होता है। ये बड़ा व्हाट वी कैन से ट्रैवेस्टी ऑफ जस्टिस, इट्स वेरी डीप, मतलब कि concern how to protect this Prevention of Atrocities Act, that people are harassed, maimed, tortured, killed, raped, sexual offense, but the authorities are not ready to take any action concretely as per the law, because they are, वो अपने घर से नहीं लगाएंगे एक्शन. लॉ ये कहता है, संविधान ये कहता है, बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर का संविधान ये कहता है कि जब भी इस मामलों में इंक्वायरी होगी, कोई ऑफेंस होगा, कोई रिपोर्ट आएगी, तो ऑफिसर इंचार्ज की अपनी कोई डिस्क्रिप्शन पावर नहीं होगी, इमीडिएटली उसको एफआईआर करनी पड़ेगी, लेकिन वो नहीं होती है. एंड अनदर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट जस्ट 2 years ago I got a information and we came across this incident where the Dalit सरपंच इन हरियाणा के अंदर एक भिवानी जगह है, वहाँ पर एक इलाका है तोशाम करके है, और वहाँ पे तोशाम के पास एक गांव है बापुड़ा. वहाँ पर हमारे दलित समाज के और एक साहब थे, उन्होंने कहा कि मैं भी सरपंच का इलेक्शन लड़ूंगा. एंड देयर वाज ए टोटल बायकॉट ऑफ दिस पर्सन. दिस हैज हैपेंड जस्ट 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, we have seen that this person was not allowed to contest, and if he contest, that nobody will give the vote. And entire village war against him. And he faced social boycott, he faced political boycott, he faced economic boycott also, and he suddenly disappeared also. This is happening in just 2 years ago. You go and study, and this is the fact which is available. All newspaper and media also, that is another. So this Dalit atrocities, I feel that one of the area which is very much concerning. We have to look into this area and why we have to be careful about, and we have to be united about that. देखिए हमें अभी सभी ने संविधान की शपथ ली है, उसमें एक वर्ड भी आया था, शायद आपने गौर नहीं किया, वो वर्ड है फ्रैटर्निटी का. Within the Dalit community, we have to maintain a kind of fraternity. Within the Dalit community, there are a lot of discrimination, lot of categorization also means that, and this is not good for them. All means that, for example, if a particular institution and particular community is enjoying good amount of share of reservation for Jata or Dhobi, whatever that, what about the Balmiki? What about Sansis? What about the other community, Khatika also, there are other people also. मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि हमें जब दलित वर्ड दे दिया हम लोगों को, हम SC/ST हैं, तो हमारे दुख दर्द भी हमारे एक ही हैं. हमें फ्रैटर्निटी, हमें दूसरे धर्मों से में फ्रैटर्निटी का मैसेज देने से पहले हमें अपने आप में फ्रैटर्निटी लानी पड़ेगी. हमें अपने कम्युनिटी के अंदर, अपने समाज के अंदर फ्रैटर्निटी को लाना पड़ेगा. Within the Dalit, I have seen that there are many differences. वो हमको नहीं मानता, वो उसको नहीं मानता, वो कह रहा हम अपने, वो हमारे अपने, हम अपने अलग. Within the Dalit community, there is a hierarchy, and this hierarchy is not good, because this is a total contradiction of the idea of fraternity. Where is the fraternity within the Dalit community? So we have to look into this area. Another important area which I feel very much concerning about the urban untouchability. अर्बन इंटचेबिलिटी इज द एरिया विच यू से, अर्बन इंटचेबिलिटी कहाँ है, कैसे है? नहीं, मुझे तो लगता नहीं है अर्बन अनटचेबिलिटी है, नहीं मिलेगी. दिस इज अनविजिबल, इनविजिबल अनटचेबिलिटी. यू विल नॉट फाइंड अनटचेबिलिटी इन डायरेक्ट सेंस. What is urban untouchability means that if a person from the Dalit community want to purchase flat in the posh Dwarka society, and the RW is controlled by some upper caste people, maybe Jain, maybe Gupta, maybe Agarwal, you will not get the flat. You would not get flat because of your caste identity. And if you hide your caste identity, you got the flat, there is a kind of a hostile environment in the entire society. And it is not, urban untouchability is not simply confined to the कि भाई वो शहरी RWA सिविल सोसाइटी नेबरहुड में नहीं है. Urban untouchability, I am talking about the untouchability in the institutions also. I know that. I am a professor in Delhi University. I know entire country's academic background that many professors treat students from the Dalit in a different way. They don't give deserving marks also. Or marks means that they also try to spoil the career of the innocent boy just because of his caste identity. This is the reality we cannot ignore. This is the reality, my dear friends. And this urban untouchability means that we should not hide our caste identity. We should be very much proud of our caste identity, whatever our surname, whatever is our caste. But one thing is very much clear, that we are Ambedkarites, and we believe in this constitution. Our Gita, Quran is our constitution. This constitution actually has given us, हमें संविधान ने हमें दिया है, हमें बोलने का अधिकार, हमें काम करने का अधिकार, हमारी डिग्निटी को प्रोटेक्ट करने का अधिकार इस संविधान ने दिया है. तो ये बड़ा इशू है जो अर्बन अनटचेबिलिटी को मैं I feel very much bad and very much we have to look into this. Another important thing is that massive discrimination. I started why I have chosen this topic, that is constitution and social justice. Why? My dear friends, that you may agree or disagree, but this is the reality. Many deserved candidates were not selected in the recruitment because of NFS category, NFS declaration, that none found suitable. He has all qualification, he qualified the paper also, and suddenly the recruitment board, whether it says UPSC, Public Service Commission, etc., whatever, they declared such person, despite knowing his academic credential, his performance in the entrance test also, that he is none found, so not found suitable. That is, this syndrome is not a black spot on the entire philosophy of social justice, but it's a kind of a threat to the whole idea of social justice. ये बहुत बड़ी थ्रेट है कि इससे तो सोशल जस्टिस का पूरा सिस्टम ही कोलैप्स कर जाएगा. क्या ये कहीं किस मामले में ये सही है कि भाई आपने एक कैंडिडेट को जो पास करके आया है सारे तमाम एग्जाम वगैरह, अचानक उसको इंटरव्यू बोर्ड कहता है कि आप सूटेबल नहीं हैं, यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर दिस. व्हाई? हाउ? नो एक्सप्लेनेशन. कोई बताएगा नहीं व्हाई ही इज नॉट सूटेबल, बिकॉज ही बिलोंग टू द पार्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी और क्लास. हैव यू सीन, कभी आपने देखा कि NFS to any upper caste people candidate? And this is the area of concern, my dear friends, we have to look into. And this is not declining. Day by day, I think you are aware about the current status of the employment growth rate, and almost employment completely diminished or eliminated. Very few seats are available in the all public and private sector jobs also. And despite these things, if any person, any boy, any candidate secure and pass, qualify the examination, and suddenly he got NFS, this is very shocking, very condemnable, and we have to look into this area, that how to protect our social justice. Another important area which I believe that we have to look into the area, that is a constitutional body is very much working in this country, that is National Commission for Scheduled Caste. And I think you are more aware about the overall performance of this body. And you don't know the fact check. I have done the fact check. The fact check is that more than 2,25,000 complaints still pending in the National Commission for Scheduled Caste. No future, no resolution, no solution of these complaints. Why? Means whole objective of the commission is under questionable. कि वास्तव में ये कमीशन बना है, किस लिए बना है, इसका कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव है नहीं. कि 2,25,000 के आसपास कंप्लेंट पेंडिंग है, उनका कोई फ्यूचर नहीं है. 35% वैकेंसीज है, स्टाफ ही नहीं है आपका. एंड लास्ट 3 years there is no annual report. Last 3 years there is no annual report of National Commission for Scheduled Caste. This is the same situation for the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, OBC also, and National Commission for Minority. I think you know better than me about the current status and structure of the National Commission for Minorities. So how the overall, how you assess the overall performance of the National Commission for Scheduled Caste when the commission is completely failed to provide justice? For example, it is true that there is if a person deserving promotion because of the constitutional method, the protection of his seniority, etc., and there is all chances, very likelihood that the superior authority or his boss may spoil his may spoil his CR, and then it is almost impossible to get promotion. And if he filed a complaint against this injustice to the National Commission for Scheduled Caste, then there is no hope, no system to address these grievances, and this is very, very sad and very, very unfortunate situation, my dear friends, that the how to but in all political parties, even our so-called Dalit MPs or those who believe in the idea of social justice, and I must agree, मैं इस बात को महसूस करता हूँ कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर दलित लीडरशिप है ही नहीं, या थी तो खत्म हो चुकी. And if I say that the problem is that there are a lot of, not only Andhbhakt in the right-wing party, there is Andhbhakt in the BSP also, and there are Andhbhakt in the Congress party also. We should not be Andhbhakt. We should be support the all political party issue-based. Promise. What is your vision for the Dalit minority community? We should not follow blindly our leaders. If in Delhi the Aam Aadmi Party is performing good, we should bargain. If you come into the power, what you will do for our community? In Telangana, Congress. In Punjab, again, Akali Dal, or maybe Congress, or maybe Aam Aadmi Party, depends on the performance of them. But thing is that our community interest should be on paramount. Our community interest should be on top. And this is true that the entire Dalit movement is totally directionless, which nobody know about what is the Ramvilas Paswan earlier in 1989, what was his politics about, and how he switched to side, and there are a lot of, Kashiramji has done a good work. But you know that. I don't want to make any comment here because you have this unnecessary controversy here, but thing is that there is a crisis of the Dalit leadership in this society, because nobody know. If you want to ensure performance of the National Commission of Scheduled Caste, where is the political parties stand on the overall performance, and मीन्स किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में ये मेंशन किया कि हम नेशनल कमीशन ऑफ शेड्यूल कास्ट की परफॉर्मेंस को इम्प्रूव करेंगे, या हम दलितों के साथ जो नाइंसाफी हो रही है आज जो लगातार, और अनदर जो बड़ा संकट है, प्रॉब्लम है, वो ये है दैट इज दलितों पर एट्रोसिटी हो रही है, वो रिकॉर्ड में नहीं हो पाया. Earlier there was a trend before just 10 years, 12 years ago, there was a trend of the NCRB, National Crime Record Bureau, was there to record all crime, with caste violence and hate crimes, Dalit atrocity, etc. Now this, NCRB is not in registration completely, not recording all kind of crime against Dalit. That is very, very important. Another area which I feel that it is up to you to decide, but I feel that the Supreme Court recently said that the quota within the quota, the sub-classification in the Dalit category, is a good and welcome step. Means that we have to ensure that when we are talking about Dalit empowerment or the SC/ST people overall welfare, we can't ignore those who are highly downtrodden, those who could not get the benefit of the Dalit community, Dalit SC/ST reservation, and it is our job. And it is up to you to decide. But yes, if Supreme Court has clarified that we should be very cordial, we should be very optimistic, we should be very positive about that. We should give the share to the recruitment, benefits, entitlement to those who have not given their dues. Means quota within the quota is justified, but it should not be misused, it should not be deprived. And another important thing, what are the ways? मैंने बताया कि बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, बहुत सारे चैलेंज, हल क्या है? आप सर बता रहे हैं कि सर ये है वो है, सब प्रॉब्लम, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम बताइए आपने. सवाल ये है कि उनका सॉल्यूशन क्या है? सॉल्यूशन ये है, नंबर 1, दैट दलित मुस्लिम यूनिटी. You may agree or disagree, but this is the true. In Muslim community, the discrimination is ground of religion. In Dalit, the discrimination is ground of the caste. But discrimination is there. If Dalits are having reservation, Muslims are also having reservation in the OBC, but their reservation of the OBC are also not fulfilled by the various state government. We have to work together. We have to bury our differences, the religious kind of fanatism, the communalism, the kind of hate against each other should be eliminated. Because हम दोनों communities के problem almost same है. Dalit Muslim unity is the need of the hour. If you really want to work for the national level, a massive movement in the country, and how to protect, preserve Constitution of India, it is possible only through a collaborative approach of Dalit and Muslim. This is the one area. Another important thing is that there is a threat and attack on the Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. This is the only law. This is the only law, my dear friends, that protect the Dalit community of their right. It is also a fact that despite this law, that इस लॉ के बावजूद भी हिंदुस्तान की पुलिस और अदालतें उसको फुलफिल इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर रही, तो हमें इस चीज़ को प्रोटेक्ट करना है और उसको आगे बढ़ाना है. इसके लिए हम लड़ना पड़ेगा. दूसरा, मैं आपको बता चुका हूँ, इंटरकास्ट सॉलिडेरिटी, एफर्मेटिव एक्शंस और हार्मनी की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, तो वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है उसके बारे में कि इंटरकास्ट सॉलिडेरिटी मीन्स द विद इन द दलित कम्युनिटी देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस. वी शुड नॉट बिलीव इन ऑल दिस, वी शुड forget all this. We should. मैंने क्या बताया आपको? Our Gita, Quran, is our Constitution of India. Our biggest God is Dr. Ambedkar, and हमें उनको follow करना. Another important thing is that you may agree or maybe disagree, but this is the reality that there is concerted efforts in India, in the all education institutions, the introduction of the Manusmriti tenets. And we have to oppose. हिंदुस्तान के कई कॉलेजों में यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम के अंदर न्यू नॉलेज सिस्टम, यू कैन से द इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम के बेस पर एक नई परंपरा चलने की कोशिश हो गई है. और वो क्या है? वो मनुस्मृति को लागू करना किसी भी तरह से नहीं. वी एज academician we have no problem. If it's something good in the Manusmriti, we should welcome. But what about the Dr. Kabir Das, Sant Tukaram, Baba Nanak, Ras Khan, Amir Khusro, and all these things, where is it? In the entire discourse of the Indianization of the Indian knowledge system, we are true, yes, it is true that we have to promote Indian knowledge system. But what about the others? Why no information about Narayana Guru in Kerala? Why no information about the Periyar? This means there are many issues. Why the state is very selective in their approach to promote the education system or revise the education system in the name of the Indian knowledge system, and promoting the idea of Manusmriti, which is not only dangerous. This is not only dangerous. This is also very, very problematic for the future generation. So this is something about we are celebrating almost 75 years already past. We are entering in the 76th year in this year, and Indian Constitution is one of the most successful constitution in the world. The average life of the constitution in the world is 17, means 17 years. And you will be surprised, my dear friends. Constitution of America and Indian Constitution is the only two constitutions in the world who have successfully still running, and they are working perfectly. American Constitution and Indian Constitution, only two constitutions in the world who was running successfully. And look at the constitution in the entire world. In Nepal, 6 times they have changed their constitution. In Sri Lanka, 3 times they have changed their constitution. In Pakistan, the ongoing constitutional crisis is still going on. I think you are aware about what happening in the Pakistan also. In China, 3 times they have changed it. In Asia, Japan and India is the only country who are still running their constitution successfully, and because of the credit goes to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And we have to look into this. That this constitution is such a wonderful document which is not only provide hope. This is not a simple document. It is supreme law of the land. It is the constitution. Nehru ji generally says that Ambedkar साहब आपने बहुत bulky and बहुत lengthy constitution बना दिया है. Yes, it is bulky, lengthy, detailed constitution. But why? Why this is bulky and lengthy constitution, my dear friend? Because Ambedkar want that to minimize all differences. This is not the constitution for the central government. This is constitution for the state government also. Because India is a federal structure, federal nation, center and state both have to work together. Center-state relation is the soul of the constitution of idea of India. Means that if you remove the state, means the whole Indian federation will be collapsed. So that is the reason. So with these words I conclude, and I will be very happy if you have some questions about me, about the Constitution of India and other issues. And I again my thankful gratitude to the Lokesh ji for inviting me such a talk on the occasion of the Constitution Day. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.